middle pickup, which by the way is a PAF. Dude, I want him to turn like the camera around. He's just going like, are you serious? Like, oh wow, dude. But this is one of the most important guitars, and got it for a really good price. So I don't know if there's something wrong with it. We don't know yet, but look over here. I think this is an original period correct 1962 case. So that tells you, that's a little tip off. What guitar from Gibson from 1962 looks like another guitar and is one of the seminal guitars to collect? Let's open it up. Let's look. What is this? Oh, it doesn't come with an This was sold, I'm gonna sit down on the ground because I'm too old for this, guys. This was sold to me as a 1962 Les Paul Custom. And I know some of you were thinking this is an SG. It's a three pickup SG. I can't ever say three pickup. We've talked about this in other episodes. It's a three pickup SG. There was some tomfoolery going around with the legality of using the Les Paul name because there's some sort of weird politics going on. But needless to say, what was the Les Paul Custom changed. The Les Paul Custom was not what you think of as a Les Paul. It's what you think of as an SG. And it came with three pickups. And everyone from like Mama Thornton, I think I've seen Jimi Hendrix, and I know I've seen Clapton play one. There's a lot of people that play these guitars. And of course, for years, I thought to myself that this was an SG. And I didn't understand why they called it the Les Paul Custom. But for those years, the Les Paul Custom was a three pickup SG. And as you can see right here, Les Paul Custom. Now let's take a little peek at what's going on. So this was sold to me as a one PAF SG. PAFs are about $1,000 a pickup for a real PAF. The other two are supposed to be Super 70s Ibanez pickups that were made in the Matsumoto factory, but they're great pickups. I have them in an Ibanez Custom 2405 Agent. Some of the best PAF replicas were made in Japan. And in fact, I personally have liked a lot of the vintage Japanese pickups better than a lot of the after the PAF, like, you know, the T-tops and all that sort of stuff, like in the 70s and 80s. So I guess we're gonna have to open this bad boy up, see which one's which, because I don't know which one. I don't know if it's the lead pickup. I don't know. We don't know. It certainly looks to me like these two are the pickups because you got a different cover on here, but we don't know until we open it up. And it's got this crazy vibrola that, unless you kind of like, now it's tightening. See how it's tightening? But like this thing just goes, it's not exactly useful. It just kind of hits around. And it's got a piece of Bakelite on it. Like, and as you can see, this thing's been played. Someone's like, you know, rubbed this against sweat and all of that for years because this used to be, if you look at any of the reissues, this actually was etched. It was refinished by a gentleman that's worked with David Gilmour. Like it's a pretty amazing refinish job. I believe it was done like 30 years ago. So this is an old refinish. A lot of these are refinished, and the quality of the finish and how well it's done and who it's done by can really still impact the value. So if you refinish a guitar, first off, immediately cut the price in half. So whereas a minty mint version of this is probably 20 grand, this probably goes down to at least 12 grand just because of the refinish. Now, if this only has one PAF, probably take 2-3 grand off because people want, if not even a little bit more, because people want 3 PAFs. Now, if this had 3 PAFs in here, you could just part it out by itself for $3,000. No question, because people are always looking for PAFs. That would be sacrilegious because this guitar deserves to have its original pickups. It's a bummer it only has one, but it's actually great that it has at least one. I gotta say probably 50% of these, if not more, they've taken the pickups out because people try to steal them, especially considering there's 3 pickups. Look at that, it's got some patina, it's yellowing. This actually, if someone had not told me that it was it had been refinished, I would have just believed that this was the actual finish. You can tell that it's an old refinish. It was not relicked. This is just because it's been played. When I got this, they didn't tell me it had this crack, which really bums me out. But this is something that you can fix, and as long as it's addressed, this is no big deal. But this is also how like a side of your guitar falls off. We just got this, so we're gonna have it fixed. These are the original tuners, but you can tell that somebody had changed these tuners. And if you look up the serial number 52662, this will lead you to 1962. There's also a little piece of pearl missing, but everything from the pearl to the crack to the back plate, these are all easily replaceable. Most of this is original. And I have to tell you, it's hard to believe that this thing was refinished. It's truly that beautiful. This is what I want a 1962 to look like anyway. It's just a beautiful guitar. I'm saying this right now. I feel like that these are the Super 70s and maybe this is the PAF, but I don't know because that's weird because this one is newer looking. But here's the other thing, guys. See this? This is where the sweat happens. You know, kind of like the grundle area. This is like the grundle area of the guitar. Because if you're playing on stage and you're Slash, right, and you're just going like this, like you're sweating like a motherfucker onto here. So there's also a very good chance that these pickups have been in here for 40 years and this guy just sweat like a motherfucker on this. And this one just got a little protected. Follow me into the studio. We'll let you know when we plug her in. I love when people sell me things and they don't even bother to look. So, there are two pickups in this that are the same, except they're two PAFs. Like, do you know how exciting that? Like, I again have like goosebumps. First pickup, so the lead pickup, Super 70. So this guy probably wanted a little bit more out of this. It's about an 8.5 rating on this. PAF. So that's $1,000 right there. It now makes this 2 out of 3. So whereas just having one PAF, it's, you know, not that original. It's 33% if you've done math, which most guitarists haven't. They're like, what do you mean? 66%. So first off, that's metal. 66.6%, technically. I don't necessarily think that this is a refinish. It matches in the cavity. Like, do you see that? Like, I don't think this is a refinish. Look at the checking on it. Like, I don't know. I'm not convinced that this is actually a refinish because the guy that sold this to us also said that it's got one PAF and it has 2. You can also see a little bit of the yellowing around here, which almost tells me that like this is the original. I'm blown away, guys. I actually think that this is the original finish and it has 2 PAFs. This becomes collector's grade, guys. This goes from being an $8,000 guitar to, if it's not refinished, and just because it has the 2 PAFs, it's probably a $15,000 guitar. Now, let me preface that by saying that what someone asks for a guitar like this does not mean that that's what it's worth. It's what someone's willing to pay for it. But there are plenty of people that have paid more for less and less for more. The market is crazy because this is a very sought after guitar, but Jim, I really think that this is the original finish. This just looks so period correct to me. And there's some like serious dings and stuff in the way this is, like the way the paint is, this doesn't look like a refinish to me. I'm just gonna say that over and over and over. First and foremost, I love the Super 70s pickups. I think that they're great sounding pickups. We're plugged into a 5150. Wow. I have goosebumps again. Now, I have to say that I have a hard time playing guitars with 3 pickups as beautiful as they are. I just always feel like I'm going to hit that. Are you serious? Like, are you serious? Seriously. It plays amazing. Wow. Okay. Middle pickup, which by the way is a PAF. Dude, I want him to turn like the camera around. He just go like, are you serious? Like, oh wow, dude. I don't understand why the burst buckers suck so much from Gibson. I don't understand why all these reissues suck so much. And then I can go like, what is going on? That's like perfectly mid-butter clogging. That's the middle, guys. Now here is the butter-laden PAF, if it sounds anything like the middle. Oh, what do we have here? Wow. Now, the touch responsiveness on this is insane, guys. It's insane because versus holy crap. So just for the sake of our metalhead friends. That's the Super 70s, guys. That's the Super 70s pickup. Like, I love these pickups. Guys, these frets are so small, I can't even play this with rings. I saw Slash play last night, and I don't understand how he plays with like 7,000 rings on it. He's amazing. Wow. So let's do that in the middle. This is the PAF. Like, my reaction's real, guys. Like, this is just, like, people ask me, do you have fun, like, doing, like, yes! I just opened this guitar with Jim, and first off, much to my surprise, there are 2 PAFs. And then the more I hold this thing, the more I don't think that it's been refinished, and I think that the guy that had this is just wrong about a lot of things. Guys. I'm speechless. This is such a beautiful guitar. It goes to show, first off, knowledge is power. I talk about this a lot. But we just took a little time to take the strings off and to take out these pickups, and I can assure you that these 2 pickups are real PAFs. It's also very understandable that they're real PAFs because this is a real 1962 Les Paul custom. It looks like an SG, but it's a Les Paul. And it's really cool because it's an SG with the open book head inlay on the head with all of the block inlays. So as everyone knows, I'm really into actual mother of pearl inlays. I love the open book inlay on the headstock of the Customs. And there's a reason why that this is one of the most sought after guitars, because first off, it's weird because people think it's an SG. You know, I've seen people post these all the time, like in the groups, and people will be like, nice SG, and the guys are like, no, it's a 61 Les Paul Custom. But this is also an example of buying something offline. And it's a weird thing that's been happening. Like back in the day, people had to try it, and there's a lot of people that are still fastidious. But if I find something for the right price, I'm willing to take a chance. And what a chance it was, because, and the fact is, it plays beautifully. It's everything you could ever want in a Les Paul Custom that looks like an SG. I feel like I may have made a deal with the devil, unbeknownst to myself. And I have goosebumps because there's been weird energy amok. Les Paul walked away from this guitar because he thought it looked like the devil. He thought it looked like the devil. I either did something great in another life or maybe sold my soul to get this extra PAF. But the bottom line is, I don't care. I have 2 PAFs.
Why don't you fucking smash that subscribe button already?